going to be making an elf hut today. These are a lot of fun, and you know, I wonder if you put them outside, if you might find an elf move into it. Maybe, maybe not. Anyway, these are a lot of fun because they're made with real twigs. There's the top that you can use either kind of a hay-like stuff, or you can find your own green and find some things that are from nature, because little elves love things from nature. All right, let's get started on our elf hut. Okay, we're going to be making the elf huts, and these are a lot of fun. There's 2 or 3 ways that you can do these, and I'll show you the different ways because it depends on the age of the child what will work out the best. You want to make your platform that you're going to put your elf house on, and you can use cardboard or you can use foam board. And what you want to do is you want to trace a circle, and then you're going to cut it out. And that will be your base. Now, once you've got that cut out, and I'm using the cardboard here rather than the foam board. Once you've got that cut out, you can paint it and let it dry while you work on the rest of the house. And then what you can do is you can paint it whatever sort of ground color you want it to be. I use some acrylics just because they stick better to these different things. And one of the ways that you can paint that people don't usually tell you about is you can just drop the paint right on your piece that you want to paint, and then you can paint it. When you're painting, make sure that you get your edges, because that will make it blend in better. While we continue working on our elf hut. For our elf hut, you can use a toilet paper roll, or you can make a rectangular one. This comes from a bar of soap. You could use something like this if you wanted to do that, or you could even combine the two. I'm going to show you the one that would be done for the youngest children because it's the easiest. In craft stores, you find this paper that's decorative paper that has designs on it. This is one that is designed so that it looks like the wood, and that will be an easier one to use for the kids. I tend to like to have the elf hut just a little bit shorter than what the toilet paper tube is, just because the dimensions seem to work a little bit better. So you just sort of cut around. Tube, and this is easy because they can just roll the toilet paper tube to get their house and you have it done. Now what I usually do is I let this set for a bit before I cut the door out. So with this one, I let the paper sit, let it get dry, and then cut the door out. That's the easiest way to do a elf hut if you don't want to use the wood. You could use also, rather than using wood, you could use popsicle sticks, in which case you'd want to cut them down to the size of what you're going to be doing. And you could glue popsicle sticks on. I really like using twigs because they look natural, they look just like what a little elf would really like. And you need to find branches that are really straight. That's the problem, is when you're looking for branches, it can take a while on your scavenger hunt for branches. But you want to get some that are fairly straight, and then what you want to do, I usually nip them and then break them is the way I found to do the best. You want to make sure that you have them the right size. And you get your collection of pieces of your twigs that you want to put on. Let's go ahead and use this toilet paper tube. When you're going to do it with your twigs, it's easier to cut your door in before you get started. And what you want to do is you just go ahead, and I find it better to use a glue gun for this than anything else, is you go ahead and you just put a strip of glue along here, and then you start putting your twigs on. Sometimes helps to hold it in your hand and push down just a little bit to make sure that everybody's sticking nicely. And you go all the way around and you get your house so that it's completely surrounded with your twigs. Now on this one I got kind of fancy at the front and I put twigs in different designs, but you can do that if you think your elf is going to like that. Then we have our top that we're going to put on it. What I do is take the toilet paper tube and trace around the toilet paper tube and then cut out your top. So you have your top that it'll be ready to put on. After you get all your twigs all put around, what you're going to do is you're going to put on your top. And you can use any type of thing. This is that grass that you put in Easter baskets that I had some left, but you could use anything. You could even use the fake moss. And then you put that on top. And you get your top on. And then it's time to work on your base where you're going to put everything. And so what I do for the pine cone is you kind of take some of these off so that they will, because pine cones don't just naturally sit on the base too well. Sort of take some of these, push them out, and then I put a little bit of a hole into the base. The way that I have put these in is I have a small little needle type of thing, kind of an owl, and you poke a hole in your base here. Now I haven't completed this, but you get the idea of what it would look like. And then you're going to go ahead and put your house on. But then you want to figure out where you're going to put your little plants. And when you figured out where you want to put your plants, you take and you poke a hole in here. Use some sort of little plastic plants that you might have around. Or you could go out and get dried plants too. Stick your little plants in. Get your little house put on. And then you can find some stones that you like that are kind of flat, and you can then glue your little path on so your little elf can walk into his little house. And again, this is not the finished one, but then what you have is you have a little elf house, and surely a nice little elf will move in. I hope you had fun making your elf hut. And make sure, because we always are interested in seeing what you're doing at home, when you finish your elf huts, post them on our page so we can look at them and we can see what you did. And until next time, this is it for the elf huts.